Hey everyone, it is Robert Plank. We are live streaming on Facebook, and I wanted to just go over some really cool ways that you can and should stand out from the crowd. So first up, let me get my camera situation figured out here. First up, if you need to live stream on Facebook like this, our course, our tool for this is videosalestactics.com. And another good idea for you to do is if and when you are live streaming, to build a list on this platform here called ManyChat and send out a blast every time that you're live streaming. So what we're going to do is as we get started here, we're going to go to this exact live stream. I'm going to share it to my page, or I'm going to share it from my page to my group, and I'm going to share to my timeline. And I guess the ulterior motive, the real reason why we're live streaming here is because there's a buddy of mine, Bob Hoffman, and I wanted to share some fun and interesting ways to kind of stand out, want to give you some ideas to tickle your brain a little bit. So first, let me get this shared first. So we're going to go to my page, and we're gonna let this thing load. Let's see, it's all the internet stuff shut off. It should be. Turn off Skype even, who knows. All right, all the stuff should be shut off, but I am live streaming, all right? So we have live streaming going right now, and I'll share this live stream. I'll share it from the page to our podcasters group. And I'll share, you know what? I'll also share it to our voiceover group, because if you're trying to stand out as a freelance voiceover artist, this applies to you too. So I'll also share this to Fiverr and Marketing Mastermind. And finally, last but not least, I'll also share this to my own timeline, to internet marketers, so as not to bother college friends and people like that. Great, so we're shared, and then what we want to do is also right-click and copy the link. So what we do, if we ever want to copy the link to a post on Facebook, what we do is we right-click on the date, or where it says 1 minute ago, we right-click and copy link address. And also, while this is going on, I'm getting my phone out, so that way we can see all the live streaming. So like a million things going on, right? That's why it's better, it's helpful to have someone to help you out with some of this stuff. But anyways, what we'll do is we'll right click on this where it says 1 minute ago we began the live stream. And now I have it on my phone here so we can see people who are showing up. And I'll copy the link address to the live stream. And then we'll go to this thing called ManyChat, where I don't have that many Facebook subscribers. I think like 80 or 90. We'll go New Broadcast. And I think I've got my audio turned on so you hear the ding. And we'll add a button, and we'll call this Join Live Stream, which will open a website. And then we will tag them so that we can keep a record of who clicked on that link for today. And then we'll add an unsubscribe button to be nice with Facebook. And we'll say that will unsubscribe them. All right. And then we'll say, hey, we're talking live right now. Oh, what happened there? Talking live right now about how to stand out from the crowd in 4 different ways. Please join, and go next, and send now. And I'll just be waiting on my phone here to ding. And what's cool about the Facebook or the ManyChat or the Messenger marketing is that you can send not just a text, you can send a photo, you can send a video, and some of the things I'm going to be showing you today involve sending some cool videos. So there we go, ding, and that's the live stream that went through. So yeah, so now we're banging on all cylinders, and so I guess I'll jump off by showing the Bob Hoffman thing that I want to do. So here's what I have as an idea for you, Bob. So my idea is to set up a Google Voice number, and so this is something that so you might have seen people have like coaching programs or membership sites or things like that where they say, well, you have this like 911 hotline, right? Like you join this course. What's up, Teresa? You join this course about how to lose weight. And if you have a really urgent question, then you can send a message to this text number, right? But you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to give away my own personal email. What's happening, Adam, homie? Yep, the self-referentialness. So I don't want to give away my real cell phone. I don't want to buy a new cell phone, and I don't want to have to always be checking my phone. Oh, it's Shoho Joy as well. Cool. So the mini chat broadcast works. What's up, everybody? So to get everyone caught up, there's this thing called Google Voice that allows you to grab a virtual phone number, and some people say, oh, well, I'll just use that, for my business number. But here's where it can get really cool. You can have a membership site, and you say as part of the membership site, you can text me you can text any question you want to this number. Like this is your emergency hotline. And what is cool about Google Voice that a lot of people don't know about is that you can send and receive text messages from your browser. So here's what you can do is let's see, at the risk of making things even more complicated, I am going to show my cell phone. So let me do the screen mirroring. Do this on my computer. All right, so just at the risk of making things super complicated, I'm using this tool called Xmirage, where you can show what's going on your cell phone. See right here in the middle here, we're playing around on our cell phone. And so what I'm gonna do is, let's see, let me go to my text messages, and I'm going to text this special number. Okay, so let me verify what's the correct Google Voice number, revealing all kinds of stuff. So, all right, so what you do is, let's say there's this membership site, and we give out this special number. And so we can say, well, you can send any question you want. So this has said, can you help me install Wishlist? Or we can say like, well, what is WordPress? Or how do I get my login? Right? So let's say this is one of your members texting the special text message number that you give to them. And from your point of view, what's the difference between having a support desk or having email address? This is just another way for you to get this information. But from your buyer's point of view, they're like, well, here's yet another way that I can contact them. So here's how this works is I'm going to send this text message here. How do I get my login? Boom, I sent it. And then this forwards to my own cell phone, and I think I get an email address. I just got a text notification. I just got a desktop notification. And so what you can do then is when you go, actually, I'll keep this unlocked. What you do then is you go to the google.com/voice and you see the message that just came in, and you can answer this. You can hire someone like a VA to answer this, and then you can say you can get your login. Enlarge this. You can get your login by going to example.com. Boom. And then there you go. You heard that. That means that they received the text. So kind of an easy way to give your customers or your members the ability to text you without you having to get a second cell phone. You can easily outsource this, go on Upwork, have someone, give someone the login to just this Google Voice account. And that's a pretty cool way of just having one more way of getting in contact with your people. So I wanted to show that to Bob specifically, because that's, I don't know, like that's something I want to plant in your head of something cool that we could do with you and your membership site. But let me get to some other fun stuff. So I guess the easier, some other easy low-hanging fruit is this tool called ContactMonkey. And this is one of those things that I use it so much I forget that I have been using it. And I think it's like $15 a month. But here's what this ContactMonkey thing does, is this makes it so that any email that you send or reply to, you can track it. So let's say that you reply to someone's email, you can see when they open it. If you send someone an email, you can see when they click any of the links on your email. And this works with Gmail, and then you install a special plugin on your Chrome browser, and so it won't work from emails that you send and receive from your cell phone or your iPad, but from desktop, it will track these. So let me show you this in action here, and hopefully I can do it without revealing a bunch of crazy stuff. So, and here's my, let's see if this is looking okay. I should have sized my screen down. Dang it. Maybe I'll enlarge this somewhat. Okay, so here's my Gmail, right? And you can see on the side here that this Rich at Iron Man Minds guy, he viewed an email of mine a week ago. And we were just like talking back and forth. He was a podcast guest. He lives sort of near me. And we were talking the other day, and he opened up the thing, and I can see that he opened up stuff and where he was at and what browser he was using. I can see that he opened it up maybe 4 weeks ago. And usually when this kind of thing happens, usually when you see, I think my mouth is out of sync with the audio, whatever. So when you see something like that, when you see that someone has opened again and again, it usually means that they're the kind of person that has a bunch of stuff in their email inbox, and there's that little chunk of like those last 50 messages on the bottom where like you deal with your pressing stuff, and then that email chain with him and me is probably like the last thing. When he like clears out his pressing email, he like sees that, so he probably has meant to like reach out or talk to me or something at some point. And this is really good for me sometimes as a reminder, and it's kind of funny because I can see, and I get an alert on my desktop when someone opens or clicks a link from one of these emails, and I'll show you that too. So basically, you send an email out, and this ContactMonkey plugin, it has, and I'll kind of see if we can put the chat on here too in a roundabout way. Is that going to fit? No, I guess that's not going to fit. All right, maybe if we, there we go, do that. Okay, so you send out an email, and this ContactMonkey Chrome browser plugin adds these extra checkboxes here. So you might be sending, oh, look, it's like a screen within a screen up there. Anyway, maybe that doesn't work. Okay, so you send an email, and you have these pre-checked where you can track if someone opened your email, and you can track if someone clicked on the links in your email. So, and then you get those notifications when those things pop up. So ContactMonkey, I think it's $15 a month. It's an easy way to see if someone opened up your browser window or your email. And for me, I sometimes use it as a reminder, like, oh yeah, I needed to get my speaker bio back to that person, or I needed to ask this person the question, and them opening up the email is a reminder to me. And I imagine that on their point of view, they're like, oh yeah, I was just thinking about Robert Plank. I opened up his email, and then he sent me a message. So funny how that works out. Well, it's not a coincidence. I just have ContactMonkey. So we talked about Google Voice, we talked about ContactMonkey, and then another easy low-hanging fruit. What's happening, Mr. Troy Hudson? So Troy Hudson is in our Fiverr voiceover group, and so this is really helpful because sometimes you make special personal connections, right? Personal relationships. Maybe you get some of those repeat clients. Maybe they find you from outside of Fiverr. Who knows? And so what I wanted to show for someone like Mr. Troy Hudson is that there's this app I've been using called Bonjoro. And I'll start by logging in. And so Bonjoro is this website and this app where you can basically have your phone out and be like, oh, hey, what's happening, Troy? It was good doing that voiceover for you. You hit a button and it takes the video, it puts it on a web page, and then it sends an email to the recipients, and then sends a follow-up email if the recipient did not open or watch the video, and it tells you all those things. It tells you if they read your email, if they opened your email. So this is a thing called Bonjoro, and let's see. I'll send it to Troy Hudson right now. I think I have his email. Let's see. So we're gonna pick on Troy really quick. Let's see. Cool, I got it. So here's what we'll do, and here's what's really powerful is that you can basically populate what's called a to-do list, right? So I need to send out messages to Julia, to Dale, to Barbara, and you can enter these in one at a time, which I'm about to do, or you can upload a spreadsheet. So I'll zoom in for you here. You can upload a spreadsheet of like your most recent subscribers, your most recent customers, your regular voiceover purchasers. You can upload the spreadsheet, or what's even more interesting is if you ever used a tool like Zapier, I'm wearing their t-shirt today. If you use a tool like Zapier, then if someone subscribes to your list, you can add that subscriber to this to-do list. So let's say someone opts into your list, and Julia opted in, and not only are they in that database for the subscribers, but now there's someone who is in my to-do list to send a personal message to. So let me just demonstrate this real quick. So I'll add this one person by hand, and I'll put his email address in off screen. So I have about 1 million browser windows open. So I've added in this person manually, and here he is, Troy Hudson. And so what I can do, and I can say like his name's Troy, his name's Hudson, he's a voiceover client. He doesn't see this, but so now I have this as a record here. And what I can do is I can click on this record, and I can record right on my computer, right? I can, and I don't think it'll show my web camera right now. Oh, I think I can show my other web camera. There we go. So I can record my message to Troy, and I think add text as well. But that's sort of cumbersome, right? To be like sitting at the computer, recording all this stuff. So what we're gonna do instead, if I didn't break my stream here, we'll just go back to the to-do. What we'll do instead is I like to load up the to-do list on the computer and then go out for a walk and open up Bonjoro there. So I'll go to the Bonjoro app, and let me show you how this works. So I'm looking for, where's Troy? Is he on the bottom of my to-do list? Let's see. There's no search, so I just have to find him in the list. You think he'd be on the top since I just, oh, yeah, he's on the top because I just added him. It's always the last place you look. So I'll hit the button for Troy, and I can just see like who he is, how I know him, and I'll just record him a quick message. So here we go. I'll say, hey, what's happening, Mr. Troy Hudson? It's Robert Plank. I see you're on my Facebook live stream. Want to say thanks for doing your voiceovers. Thanks for doing that podcast interview a couple months ago, and thanks for being in our Fiverr group. 1 million thank yous. Bye. Have a nice day. All right. So I sent that, and then I can review my message. I can add text. I can choose where I want to send him. So I can just say like, register for our upcoming webinar or something like that, and then I can hit the send button, and then boom, now that's been sent out to him, and now I have the next thing in the to-do list. So think about all of the old buyers you're trying to reactivate. Think about all the clients you have. Think about all the podcast guests you have. Think about all the, I don't know, people that you've bought from and you want to send them all testimonials. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like too. We're not getting too long on this. 20 minutes in the live stream. We'll wrap up soon. So, I think I need to go back to the website. All right, so look at some questions coming in too. All right, so you can see like who opened what and what your success rate is, what your open rate is. We have Vincent Hicks on the line too. So this message I just sent to Troy Hudson, so he got an email saying you just got a message from Robert Plank. I put my Google Voice number as my profile there. Here's the video I just now recorded and sent to him. And I don't know. And I think he sees a button, but I'm not seeing the button. But just think, oh, there we go, after the video's done playing. So yeah, so would it be easy to knock out 50 of these, 20 of these, if they were just quick 30-second, 1-minute videos, yes or yes? So that would be pretty simple. I just noticed on my live stream my lips are kind of chapped. Anyway, so Bonjoro is the tool for that. And now, one final thing, which is kind of technical, but I want to show it anyway. And here's what happened with this one. So someone sent me a really cool cold email. So when you do podcasting, sometimes you have people contacting you out of the blue. Maybe they want to be a guest. Maybe they want to promote some stuff. So this lady from podcastmemes.com sent me this email. And I normally would have ignored it, but what got my attention was, check this out. She has an animated GIF in here that said, "Hey, Robert." And I was like, whoa, she put my name in there. And what's really funny, too, about some of this personalization stuff is that, I'm happy to meet you, too, Cornelia Pascu and Pathan Saab. So I hope I said the name right. So basically, years and years ago, I got really interested in the personalization stuff and like plugging someone's name into a video. And I did some sort with my email subscriber list, and it came to about, I think, maybe 150 names, covered about 95% of the names on my list. So like, I think John was the most common first name on my list. If I recorded a video saying, "Hey John, I'm glad that you're my subscriber," that covered about 5-6% of my subscriber base. If I recorded a video saying, "Hey Robert, hey Tim, hey Mike," that covered like another significant percentage of the first names of my subscribers. Now you might have some people who have unique first names like Troy and Vincent, but you can just go down that list. And so who knows if she has like 200 or 300 of these animated GIFs, but I thought that was a really nice touch, got my attention, got me to click, and it probably didn't take that much time for her, just a few seconds each time, just did some good time management. And then I clicked on this link, and she's selling some kind of service where she makes social graphics for podcasters, but here's what's even cooler. So I clicked on that link that she sent me, and it has my logo on it. It says, "We love your podcast." They plugged that in. She's got a video, and she like talks about specific episodes of my podcast, and then she has a link to either meet or to buy the service outright. And then the rest is just the rest of the template. So she customized a couple of things, right? Like the video, the animated GIF, the logo. So maybe it took her maybe like 5 or 10 minutes to get my attention, but isn't that better to spend 5 or 10 minutes on one person and get them to open your email and buy your stuff than to spend 0.2 seconds on thousands of people who don't even notice? So that got me thinking, is maybe we could do this for some of our subscribers or some of our people. And so right now, Lance and I are kind of contacting different types of doctors to do some sort of done-for-you services for them. And so what I did is I'm kind of copying what this lady did a little bit, where I have some of these animated GIFs. And so I'm cranking a lot of these out so that way I can just plug them in to an outgoing email of some kind. And so here's an example of one of these animated GIFs, and it's just I think it's like 400. If you want the technical details, it's like 480 pixels wide. It's about 3 megabytes, and I'm doing it with the last name, but now I'm really tempted to do this with all the first names, just in maybe even the most common first names, right? Because this way, if I send a personal email, I can send this animated GIF, and I mean, all you have to do is just take this animated GIF, attach it to the email you're sending out, and it appears right there on the freaking email right there. So here, kind of doing as far as the implementation standpoint, getting a little geeky. I used this tool. It's the one I'm using right now. See, that's kind of a trippy effect. I'm using this tool called OBS, and we teach you how to live stream in our videosalestactics.com course, but OBS is great for recording your screen and for recording your desktop. You just click the start recording and it records your camera. And so what I did is well, first of all, let me show you this stack of paper. So I got this fatty stack of paper, right? And I had a marker and I wrote down on each sheet of paper a different doctor's name. Now, why did I waste a bunch of paper on this? Because I didn't want to have to like write on a whiteboard and erase it, and I just wanted something where they could tell I spent a couple of seconds on this at least, right? And then I recorded a big long OBS recording on my web camera of me. I kind of modeled it after her, where it starts off really close and then kind of pulls out, and I'm like waving. So it starts off with their name, which they like a lot, pulls out, and it shows me. And then now when they click and there's a video of me on the landing page, then it all matches up, right? And what I did was I had this list of all these doctors' last names printed out, and just had a stack of paper and just one after another wrote these out. And then recorded a video, a long video of me just with no sound, just doing this thing, pulling back, waving, pull up the next one, do this, pull back and waving. And so what we end up with is this recording. And I use this tool called Camtasia for all my video editing. And then what I do is I just kind of scroll around and I figure out what I want. So I say, okay, I want to start off with this. And I do a Shift M to add what's called a marker, and I scroll to the right a little bit where I'm pulling back and waving, and the Shift M again to have the marker. And I scroll forward a little bit more, and I find where I say, hey, Dr. Chapman, Shift M, and then pull back, Shift M. And so what I'm doing here is I'm marking these little ranges of where I had the piece of paper right there, and I pulled back. Why am I going to do that? Because once I get them all marked, then I go and I select this little bit, and then I go share, produce selection as, kind of hard to read there, but you can have this big long video and highlight this tiny bit and make that just your video. So I go produce selection as, and then I have a setting here to export it as an animated GIF. So I go next, and I can just put in just gibberish here, and here's the reason why. And then it takes me about 3 seconds to dump that out. It ends up being a 4 megabyte animated GIF, huge, right, for an animated GIF, but it'll still fit in an email attachment. And so why did I just put in gibberish? Well, because now I can go to this folder here and see how I have the gibberish, where I can see from the thumbnail that who this is for. So if I say extra large icons, I can just go through and I can easily see, oh, this is Dr. Chang. So I'll right click and rename, and this will be Dr. Chang. So that's kind of what I'm working on today, is cranking out all of these, me holding up the pieces of paper and using it as an animated GIF to attach in an email, so that way it can get someone's attention. So just think about this, right? Just think about if you are I mean, even if you're just on Fiverr, even if you just have a recurring voiceover client who's on Fiverr, what if you wrote down their username or their first name, and then you sent them a message with the link to this animated GIF, and then you had your message? Or if you have one of those more higher ticket voiceover clients and you can converse with them over email, then you just have this animated GIF file, and then what you would do is you would, oh, what's happening, John O. York? You would compose a new message, and you know what? I should send a mess. I should do this to Bob. I should send Bob a message this way. So what you can do is you can say, "Hey, Troy," and I'll pick on Troy again since we're using him as our example, and you can say, "Hey, it's Mike, your long-term voiceover client. I had a lot of fun narrating those explainer videos for you. What do you have going on lately?" You have ContactMonkey installed, so you'll see when they open the email and when they click the link. But then you could go click the attachment button, and we find the folder where we have that sort of stuff. And I'm attaching this animated GIF. And when it, okay, I thought there was a way to put it like right in there. Oh, insert photo. All right, so I had to click insert photo instead, and then upload, and upload it from there. And then we want to insert inline, not as attachment. So move that up. So how cool would that be? How much attention would that be if we had, you know, Troy Hudson written on the thing, or we had their Fiverr username written on the thing? So a lot, that might have been a lot of crazy technical stuff. Maybe it got you overloaded a little bit, but I hope that kind of opened your mind as far as the possibilities, and I hope that you at least take one of these things. I mean, even just install the ContactMonkey Chrome plugin, and that's an easy way to track who views and clicks your email. So just to recap a little bit, let me open up a trusty Word document. We'll recap what we talked about here today, and then we'll shut this party down since we're, let's see, 32 minutes in. That's not too bad. All right, so here's, and what's also good about this is there's a meetup I go to once a month with someone named Katrina Sawa, and she made us all commit to doing 2 live streams a month. So here we go. Here's one of my live streams. So what we talked about was, first, ContactMonkey is a Chrome plugin for Gmail, and you can track your views and opens. And something that we didn't even get a ton into is that you can see quite the history of stuff. So what I mean by that is we can see like what email subject lines got the most opens, what links got the most opens. We can see like where people are opening all these messages. You can go way back in time and see, like I can do a date range of all, and I can go way back in time and see some of those people. What's happening? Dave Wooding. Whoa, that's a blast from the past. So we can go back and we can see who opened our emails and how many times they clicked, even going way, way back into the past. So ContactMonkey is that Chrome plugin to track your views and opens. Bonjoro is the iPhone and Android app where you can send those personalized videos. So you upload a spreadsheet file, a CSV if you're technical like me. You can have it hook into Zapier, so that means it can hook into your shopping cart, email opt-in, your CRM system if you know what that is. We talked about Google Voice. So this is a way that you can send and receive text from members, subscribers, whatever, and it's outsourceable because it doesn't go to your phone. The text message goes to this email, Gmail looking interface where someone else can log in and send and receive text messages right there from the computer. And then we got super advanced and we talked about GIF personalization, where we said to take a stack of white paper, to write their name on a marker, to record using OBS, and then edit in Camtasia, where we basically selected the different ranges, like that part of the video where we had the piece of paper held up and we pulled it back. You can select the range and then produce selection as GIF, and then crank out a bunch of those. I mean, you could do a batch of 10 or 20 of those and then send out 10 or 20 of those emails to old clients, existing clients, anything like that. And it's just one of those little touches where if you just do a little bit of this every day, a little bit of this every week, it'll add up and it'll make you stand out compared to a lot of those other people out there. So make sure you do one of these things. ContactMonkey to track your emails, Bonjoro to send personal video messages, Google Voice to have that 911 sort of hotline, that emergency hotline, and then GIF personalization in order to get your emails to stand out, get people to read and open the stuff that you send, and these all work together. So if you have your GIF, you send it out in Gmail, you have the ContactMonkey plugin installed, you'll see when they view and when they click on your links based on if and when they got it. So anyway, I hope that you guys have fun. I hope that you guys learned something, and we'll see you later on whenever we see you to talk about some cool marketing and some productivity and some computer programming stuff. So thanks a bunch, Dave Wooding, John O'York, Troy Hudson, Vincent Hicks, Bob Shaw, Adam Homey, and everyone else, Teresa Jensen, everyone else who's on the live stream, including people who were too shy to say anything, but I think you're cool anyways. So anyways, I'll see you later. Robert Plank, marketeroftheday.com. Hope you're having a wonderful week. Thanks and bye now.